When I was chosen for Senior of the Month, I was never asked who I was giving a speech about. I was asked, so you're speaking about Miss Sauber, right? Let me preface this speech by saying no amount of words can truly convey how grateful I am to have had Miss Sauber as a teacher. I'm going to try my best to verbalize how much this amazing woman means to me, but I will never fully encapsulate how significant she has been in my life. I've had few teachers that I can say teach with such a passion and love for their subject the way that Miss Sauber teaches. Every day, I walked into my second block Advanced Placement United States History class excited to learn more. Because she is someone who cares so much about who she teaches and what she's teaching about, I was never bored during a lecture in AP US History. Her enthusiasm in lecturing made one thing clear to me. She truly wanted to be there. She wanted to be teaching us about Thomas Paine. She wanted to teach about Tammany Hall, and she wanted to teach us about Reconstruction. It was this that made learning in her class so enjoyable. I was never bored. Sometimes it even felt like I was getting the update on the latest gossip of the captains of industry. As a student, this woman is everything I could have ever hoped for in a teacher. I say this not only because she engraved a million unforgivable history facts into the walls of my mind, she also pushed me to become the best version of myself that I could possibly be by supporting me through every obstacle I encountered in school, always reminding me of how smart and strong I am. Her belief in my academic abilities gave me the confidence in my own intelligence. After years of feeling like I never belonged in smart classes, Ms. Sauber's support and encouragement allowed me to finally have confidence in my intelligence. Not to brag, but my previous performance in my first AP history class led her to set the bar very high for me when it came to APUSH. So when I began her class, the last thing I wanted to do was fall short of her expectations for me. She always expected my absolute best, and because of this recognition, I was motivated even harder to work for my best. I put my full effort into every test I took, every essay I wrote, every DBQ, every project I did, and it paid off. I believe I could even say I surpassed what she had expected from me. While I was in her class, she built up my confidence by emphasizing how well I was doing, not just in her class, but in school as a whole. The self-esteem I had when it came to my knowledge and success in APUSH began to seep into all other areas of my academics and eventually my life. This enabled me to finally give myself credit for just how much I have achieved in my life. It is because of this that I have finally begun to give myself some grace, be kind to myself when I do fall short, and be proud of myself when I have done something great. I'm sure she knows this, as when I was in her class, I told her about even the smallest of my victories, and throughout my senior year, I have run to her class to tell her every little achievement of mine because her support has been a cornerstone to my success. This support has not only been limited to congratulating me for a good test score, she has shown up consistently when I needed it most. From driving 30 minutes to come support me at my cheer senior night, to letting me sit in her class to draw a big Venn diagram to help me decide which college to commit to, she has always been there for me. In my junior year, I was in the most transitional year of my life. Half of my friends graduated, and the other were in different classes than I was. With an overwhelming schedule and a lack of a support system, Miss Sauber was a great listening ear when it came to my whining. Throughout the course of my time in APUSH, she always helped me when it came to struggling with my heavy teenage emotions and my overwhelming amount of activities to manage. Her advice helped me through many difficult situations in junior and senior year. As I moved into the scariest part of high school, senior year, Ms. Sauber was truly able to provide me with unbiased guidance and advice for all of my struggles. One of my favorite examples of just how important Ms. Sauber is to me comes from my senior year. As senior class president, the homecoming season stressed me to a point of no return. Eventually, I reached my breaking point and began to cry at school when Ms. Halstead asked me what was wrong. Ms. Halstead took me up to a room and pulled Ms. Sauber in there with me because, to quote her exactly, she knew Ms. Sauber would be able to help me. No matter what I was facing, I knew I could look to Ms. Sauber for guidance and comfort. Ms. Sauber knows exactly what kind of person I am. And it is so great to know that she is always in my corner and will always be there if I am struggling. And it is amazing to know with certainty that she cares about me so much. Ms. Sauber, this speech does not even begin to describe how grateful I am for for having had you as a teacher, mentor, supporter, and shoulder to cry on every step of the way. Thank you for being the woman that you are.